Congressman Tancredo, listening to the program there online. How are you, Tom? Can I call you Tom?
Yeah, sure. You bet.
We got this Islamic terrorist threat coming after us. We got a lot to talk about. I want to bring on Tom Burnett Sr. Tom?
Yes.
We've had you on a lot, and I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I really want to do some nuts and bolts things here. I do want to set up who you are, and I want the listeners to know. And by the way, I totally understand if you don't believe what you're about to hear. Okay? I totally believe it.
Okay.
But I understand if you don't. If I was listening to the show, it's a stupid radio show. My name is Mancow. It's a stupid name. The show's stupid, but we're going to be serious. We're going to cast aside the mask of play, and we're being serious here. This man's son is the guy that stormed the cockpit and brought down Flight 93 on 9/11. The plane was headed towards the Capitol or maybe to the White House. I don't know. Everybody on the plane died. How many passengers, including your son, were on, Tom? Tom Burnett?
Yeah, 40.
Okay.
40 passengers and crew.
And then 4 terrorists, right?
And 4 terrorists.
And so our government is going to do a memorial, which is an Islamic symbol, a crescent moon facing Mecca. Yes. And now, look, if you didn't know anything about history and you saw the Iron Cross, you'd think, oh, that's a cross. If you saw a swastika and you didn't know anything about history, you'd go, oh, swastika. Okay. Okay. You may not know what these symbols are looking at this memorial, but the fact is anyone from the Middle East will come over and say, oh, yeah, there's everybody on the plane. They're going to hell. And there's the terrorists rising up to Allah. It is a crescent moon facing Mecca. And I wanted to get Congressman Tom Tancredo on from Colorado, and you can go to crescentofbetrayal.com to find out more about this. Tom, what the hell is going on?
Well,
I don't know.
I'm sorry. Which Tom you want to?
You, Congressman.
I think this is another example of political correctness gone amok. The idea that we have to build a memorial that even remotely resembles something that is so repugnant to considering the situation that we're trying to memorialize is incredible. Of course, we brought it to the attention of the Park Service. We when I first heard about it, and they promised me that they would change it, because there was a lot of attention brought to it. But it is apparent that change was minor or insignificant because, as far as I understand it anyway, it still reflects the same thing that we were concerned about originally and that you just described.
Congressman, I really hate putting you on the spot here. I'm going to put you on the spot. I hate doing it. I'm going to take a sledgehammer to it. What's going to happen to me?
To the memorial?
Yeah, I don't want my tax dollars going to build a monument to the terrorists, and I'm going to take a sledgehammer to it.
Well, you're going to get arrested.
Yeah. Yeah, I've had about enough, Congressman.
Well, I don't blame you a bit, sir, and I certainly don't blame Mr. Burnett because for being upset about this. Unfortunately, most of the people who were the survivors, the family of the people that went down on that, evidently, as I understand, agreed to this.
Well, they don't understand. They're grief stricken and they don't know, or maybe they're trying to be politically correct.
Yeah, I mean, how can you look at this thing and not consider the fact that we are? It's actually, I think, it's an insult to everybody in this country. I mean, I certainly think it is to the people who went down, to their families, but this is a national memorial. This isn't just a memorial for the people in that area or something. It's a memorial for the United States of America, for everybody to reflect on. And when you look at what was created, and as I say, it's my understanding that they did not change it to the extent that they promised me, it's an insult to everybody in this country. It's a slap in the face.
Yeah. Well, listen, what it looks like exactly is the Pakistani flag, the Algerian flag, and the Tunisia flag, and it's an Islamic moon. And it features symbols that show Tom Burnett Sr.'s son, who stormed the cockpit, and the other passengers being cast into hell, and again, with Islamic symbols, and then the 4 brave terrorists rising up to see Allah. We're politically correct and everything. I mean, I just, having to talk to Mr. Burnett here. Mr. Burnett, I'm going to fight this thing. I want you to know, and I'll get arrested. I don't care because
That's great. I'll join you.
Well, let's take sledgehammers to the abomination.
Okay. I'm going to be out there August 2nd, and I'd love to meet you out there because Alec and some of our people out there in Westmoreland and Somerset are going to join us on a march.
Can we stop it?
I think we can. And I think it's coming around. These people who are in the minority, by the way, and families or otherwise, the Park Service deserves some of the blame on this because they pressed ahead with inaccurate, factual stuff. They claim it's factual.
Well, the artist is doing a runaround on them, and this project has been infiltrated by the enemy. Congressman Tancredo, what would you recommend I do? How do I mobilize my listeners to get the government to know that we don't want this?
Well, you're doing it right now, and I think that, and certainly I will do everything I can to help
what
you.
Website?
And we'll bring it to the attention of my colleagues. I'll use the time I have on the floor of the House.
Good.
To rail against it.
Good man.
We'll try. I didn't know about this, the march. Tom, now are you telling me that now a majority of the families are opposed to this?
I honestly don't know, Congressman, but I can tell you this. They've had a nucleus of people who seem to be able to profit by this memorial, including some in our government, in the Park Service.
I have offered today airtime to those people that are for it. No one would come on. Guys, I gotta move on. Congressman, what website? Where should we go? What email address? How do we complain, Congressman?
Well, we'll set something up on our website for that purpose, so that you can go to www.tancredo.com and get it. But I just want to tell you that when I first did this, when I first complained about it, I got a lot of nasty calls from family members, and they were mad at me for getting involved. So I'm happy to hear that there seems to be a change of heart. But even if there isn't, I still think it's a bad thing. And as I told them, it's a national problem. It's not just theirs.
Yeah, that's right. It is. Okay. What's your website, sir?
It's www.tancredo.house.gov.
Tancredo.house.gov. Okay. You're a good man. Thank you, Congressman. Congressman Tom Tancredo. And I also want to recommend, you will not believe it. What's that? You know that cartoon sound effect? Right? I can't do it, but that's what you will do inside when you go to crescentofbetrayal.com and see what this is.
Why, it's unbelievable that they would make this monument look like this. And why, don't they have some type of civilian award that we hand out to heroes for who aren't in the military for their bravery? We should be giving that to those people who stormed the cockpit.
Yeah, we're doing a memorial to the terrorists of 9/11. We'll be back.